Okay, babies, it is working now. So let's begin. I am going to share with you my screen, and we are going to be talking about countable and uncountable nouns. What did you remember of this? What is something countable? Who can tell me? Something countable. What is that? What can you tell me about it? Countable. What do you imagine by that word? Nothing? So, what is something uncountable then?
Cosas que son contables y como no contables.
Okay, contable, no contable. But how can you explain that?
Pues
Try to
I
speak
don't
English. You can do it. You can do it.
I don't remember to no well, eh, I give you example.
Okay.
For example, two monies. Um, how do you say monedas?
Coins.
You have three coins, yes, and this is countable.
Uh-huh.
And uncountable is, for example, a rice. You have a package of rice, but you don't have the count of the rice grains.
Okay. Okay. Yes. Okay. Things that you can count and things that you cannot count. Someone is saying something here. He's saying, I just remember the much and many. Yes, we have words like much, many for countable and uncountable. Yes, I am going to explain that in a while. And we also have some any. We also have it. Very good. But yes, in general, it's countable and uncountable things. Things that you can count, things that you can't count, okay? In order to begin, we are going to begin with an activity in Kahoot. Because as I told you, I just want to know, I just want to see how much you remember, okay? So I am going to ask you to access to Kahoot. I am going to show you the pin. This is the pin of Kahoot, okay? So I am going to ask you to access there. I am going to send it through the chat anyway. Okay, that's the pin. Please, with your normal name, real name, thank you. And I'll be waiting for you. Please access to Kahoot. We are going to begin with an activity. Go ahead, my dears, access there. I just have 5 of you. What about the others? I am waiting for you. Go ahead, access.
Profe, ¿te gustó cómo lo puse mi nombre en Kahoot?
Yes, I like it.
Puse
It's
mi nombre como igualito a mi nombre de mi correo electrónico con mi edad que tengo ahora.
perfect. Very good. Okay, I have 9 of you. What about the others? I need you to access. You are 12. So I need all of you here. I have 10. I need 2 more. Who is missing?
Yo ya entré.
Okay, perfect. I need 2 more. Who is missing? I don't know who is missing. Let me check. Okay, Sari, and there is someone else who is missing.
Miss, lo siento por entrar tarde, es que como estoy en el teléfono, me
Oh,
toca
don't
eso.
worry. It's okay, don't worry, baby. Okay. I guess that we can begin right now. But let me check really fast who is missing one by one. So, yeah, I guess that you are complete. Here we go, guys. We are going to check our remember or our, yeah, the things that we remember with countable and uncountable nouns. Let's do it. Oil.
21 preguntas.
Yeah, it's easy, but you just have to put countable or uncountable. So, attack, attack.
Miss, no me aparecen las respuestas, me dice you are in. Ah, no, ya me dice
Yeah,
connection no.
okay. Go ahead. Okay, guys, in the case of oil, what is the meaning of oil?
Aceite.
Aceite. So, can you count oil? No. Oil is uncountable. You can count maybe bottles of oil, but not the substance. So, let's continue. Let's go with the next one. Go, go, go. 9 answers. What about the others? You can do it. Okay, sunshine. What is the meaning of sunshine?
Amanecer, creo.
No, no.
Luz
Sunshine.
solar.
La luz solar, los rayos del sol. Can you count sunshine, guys? Is it possible to count one sunshine, two sunshines? No.
No, profe, qué demonios, no, eso es imposible,
No.
eres la luz en mi cabeza.
You can do it, you can do it. Let's continue. Rice. Rice.
Profe, ¿no se puede
Okay.
contar los granos de arroz? Sí, uno puede contarlos.
You can count grains. Listen to me.
Sí.
English,
Sí, profe.
English. Listen to me. I am going to explain. You can count like the grains, yeah? But first of all, it is like super hard. Second, you can count the grains, but not like rice in general. I mean, if you have like a plantation of rice, are you going to go like plant by plant, like one rice, two rices? No, it is not like possible. Can't you see? So rice in this case is uncountable. You can count the packages. You can count, for example, like the amount, the kilograms, and so on. But rice, like rice, no. As this is grain, and in general, babies, the grains. What is the meaning of grains?
¿Qué?
Granos, yeah.
Granos,
So in
sí.
general, those are things that are not countable. Let's continue. Okay, so everything is possible with Barbie. Okay, let's just next one. Okay, got it. Okay, guys, give me a second, please. I'm having something here. Give me a second. Okay, guys, I'm so sorry. I had like a lag on my computer. Okay, what about lugash? Do you know what is the meaning of lugash, first of all? Yes, very good. Can you count lugash?
Yeah. Lugash es equipaje, ¿no?
Can you count it?
Algo así. Pues yes, miss, or no.
What do you say, lugash? ¿Pueden contarlo? What did you say? In the case of lugash, babies, it is the concept, equipaje. The things that you can count, and that is uncountable because it is the concept. The things that you can count are, for example, suitcases, bags, rucksacks, yeah? But luggage, in general, the concept, it is uncountable. That's the reason why we are doing this exercise before the explanation, because I want to activate your previous knowledge. Let's continue. The next one. Suitcases. So I just told you the answer of this. What is the meaning of suitcase?
Maletas.
Maletas.
Maletines.
In this case, you can count it. Very good. Let's continue with the next one. Information, guys. I know this is easy. Very good. Information is uncountable. You can count, for example, newspapers. I don't know, something like that. But information, how can you count information? This is so general, huge concept. So no, information is uncountable. Continue. Newspaper. So, as I told you, in the case of newspapers, you can count the newspapers. Not information, but yes, the newspapers.
Las que digo que se pueden contar no son y las que digo que no se pueden contar no son. Es que me
Breathe,
siento
breathe.
estafado.
You can do it, breathe. So, newspaper, newspapers. Think about this. Do you have a plural form? Or no? I am not a troll, I am just trying to teach you. But we are going to do it like in a fun way. Let's continue.
Porfa, ya me retiro de este juego.
No. News. What is news?
Noticias.
Noticias, pero hey.
Can you count it? Can you count news?
No,
No.
countable.
It is uncountable, guys. Why? First of all, do you have a singular form of news? Do you have a singular form for that word? News?
No.
No, news is news in singular and in plural. That's the first thing that you should know that is going to help you knowing that this is uncountable. If you say new, están diciendo nuevo. That's another thing. So it is uncountable. You can count news. It is like similar to information. You can count it. Let's continue, guys. Go, go, go. Soup.
Al fin, creo que al fin, sí, profe, al fin.
Yeah, finally, great. So what happened with soup, guys? Is it countable or uncountable?
It is uncountable, but the barras of jabón are countable and the jabón en sí no is not countable.
That's it. You can count, like, for example, tell me.
Yo al inicio pensé que decía soap en vez de soap, o sea, soap de
No.
sopa, no
Like,
soap
this
de
is soap
jabón.
and the other one is soup. Yeah? And please
¿Sopa
try
soup?
soup
¿O
and
cuál
soap.
es?
Sopa, soup. Jabón, soap. Okay?
Ay, sí,
It is like the
entendible.
pronunciation, I know. But first of all, baby, try to speak in English. You can do it. In this case, as Samu was saying, guys, this is uncountable because you can count, for example, pieces of this, but not this like in general. What happens if you have this soap liquid? ¿Cómo van a contar el jabón líquido, for example?
Por milímetros cúbicos.
You can count millimeters, but not the substance. Let's continue. Almost finished. You can do it. I am going to stop talking in the next ones, and I am just going to click on next, next, next. Let's go with bread.
No, profe, pensé que...
Shh, silence. The time is still running. You got it. Bread, babies. What is the meaning of bread?
Pan.
Pan. I am going to explain why bread is not countable. First of all, do you have a plural form of bread?
Sí, profe, yo le quería dar un contable.
Great, don't worry. We have more exercises. So, what happened with bread, babies? Bread is uncountable. You don't have breads. Ustedes no van a decir two breads, dos panes. No es como acá que, señora, ¿me hace un favor y me da dos panes? No. ¿Ya? Y de hecho, cuando uno va, por ejemplo, acá a la panadería, uno me da 1000 de pan, por favor, 2000 de pan, like something like that. But you don't say, me da por favor 2000 de panes.
Se te escucha trabajo.
Oh no.
No eres tú, Sally.
Is it me?
Profe,
Can you hear me in a
se
good
está
way?
trabando.
No way. Okay, let me see what's going
Sí,
on.
sí.
Ya se
Yeah, is it
Ahorita
working
desde el
now?
trabajo se escucha.
Oh no, is it working now? Can you hear me in a good way?
Yes.
Great.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So, in the case of bread babies, you can go and say, señora, ¿me da 2000 de panes? No. And the same thing happened in English.
No,
Yeah?
otra vez no.
No. I am going to leave an access again, okay?
Hijo, arregla computadoras.
Okay, so is it working now? I guess that is the connection because
Sí.
it is raining, so it may be happening because
Sí,
of the
tal
rain.
vez.
Okay, guys. So as I was saying, I am going to share with you my screen again. So as I was saying, guys, you cannot count. I guess that is this one. Yeah, we cannot count bread. It happens in Spanish it's not that common, but in English it is uncountable. You can use numbers with bread. You can set two breads. Bread has no plural form. And if you want to make reference, so for example, the amount of bread you need, you can say, for example, 2 loaves of bread, 2 slices of bread, like como dos piezas de pan, dos pedazos de pan. So you can count the slices, the loaves, but not the bread. So guys, bread is not countable. Continue. Okay. Dress. Think about dress. Can you count dress? Do you have a plural form for dress?
Profe, creo que me acabas de
T-shirt.
trolear de la manera más troleante.
No. Okay, look at this one, dress. Dress is countable. You can count dress. The plural form of dress. What is the plural form of dress? Dresses, vestidos. So this is something that you can count. You can count 1 dress, 2 dresses, 3 dresses. Puedes contar los vestidos y compras y te dices, ¿cuántos vestidos tienes? I have 3 dresses. So it is countable. Let's continue. The next one. Okay, money. Guys, this is one of the most uncountable things on earth. Let's think about money. What is the meaning of money?
Dinero.
Dinero. Can you count money, guys?
No.
No puedes contar el dinero. Pónganle cuidado. You can count, for example, coins. Puedes contar las monedas, as Juan Di was saying at the beginning of the class. You can count coins. But money is super hard to count because if you have, how do you say billete in English? How do you say that? Who knows? Billete. Coin, moneda, and billete? How
No
do you
tengo ni idea. I don't know.
how is that? Billete. Who knows? Look in your dictionaries. It begins with B.
Bill.
Bill. Es complicado porque bill también puede ser, tienes que decir literalmente money bill. Because if you just say bill, you are going to be talking
Factura.
about like factura. Yeah? So,
Yes.
money bill. You can count money bills. I have one money bill, two money bills, and so on. But money, it is impossible to count because, for example, if you have two money bills of 10,000 pesos, how is the amount that you have? ¿Cuánto tienes? How much money do you have? If you have two money bills of 10,000 pesos, si tienes dos billetes de 10,000, ¿cuánto tienes? How much money do you have if you have that? What is the amount? 20,000 pesos, right? But what happens if I have four money bills of 5,000 pesos? Is it the same as having two money bills of 10,000? Si tengo dos billetes de 10,000 y cuatro billetes de 5,000, ¿es lo mismo? The amount of money is the same, guys. Hey, say something, don't be quiet. Are you hearing me? Can you listen to me?
Miss, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Listen, can you repeat the question?
Yes. If I have two money bills of 10,000 pesos, si tengo dos billetes de 10,000 pesos, I have 20,000 pesos, right? Tengo 20,000 pesos. But if I have four money bills of 5,000 pesos, cuatro billetes de 5,000, ¿cuánto tengo? 20,000 pesos también.
20,000.
¿Sí o no? Entonces, ¿es lo mismo tener dos billetes de 10,000 que tener cuatro de 5,000? ¿Me cambia la cantidad? ¿Cambia el hecho de que esos sean 20,000 pesos?
No.
No.
Eso sí.
So money is uncountable, guys, because you may have two money bills, five money bills, or just one money bill, and the amount, the money, the quantity can't be count. No puedes, tú puedes contar billetes, pero no la cantidad de dinero. O sea, no tienes 20,000 billetes. Y el tener 20,000 billetes no representa 20,000 pesos. ¿Qué tal tengas 20,000 billetes y sea 1,000,000? Something like that. So money is uncountable. Forever and always. Let's continue.
No, pero creo que la máquina.
In this case, coin, countable. Coin, coins. Moneda, monedas. Perfect. Let's continue.
No, no la máquina.
Advice. Advice. General concept. Advice. Can you count advice? Very good. General concept, advice, non-countable, uncountable. Let's continue. Okay, very good. Radiation is non-countable. You can count it. No puedes contar la radiación. It's like impossible. The next one. Mathematics. So can you really count maths or not? Think about it. Very good, uncountable. You are doing it better now. The next one, we are about to finish. Number. Go ahead. Countable or uncountable? Countable, guys. In the case of number, this is countable. Okay? Numbers are countable. Next one. Science. Can you count science?
Profe, usted me acaba de salvar. Porque cambias, o sea,
No. I never change the colors.
yes, es profe la cambió la anterior.
I know that I did it, but just be focused, pay attention. Very good. Science is uncountable. You can count it. The next one. Sugar. Think about it. Sugar. Please don't say teacher, but grains of sugar, one by one. Sugar in general. Can you count sugar? Very good. Uncountable. Let's continue. Children. Think
Profe,
about
si me dices que eso es
children.
incontable,
English.
me retiro porque, Dios mío.
No, don't leave. And please speak in English. It is countable. Of course it is countable, guys. 1 children, 2 children.
Oh,
Pilas con
profe,
eso.
ve ahí.
What is the singular form of children? This is the plural. What is the singular form?
Child.
Child. Very good. And let's go with the last one. I know you are going to do it great. Work. Think about work. Countable or uncountable? Work. Perfect. Oh my God. Everybody said uncountable. Great.
Yo no respondo.
Great
profe.
job. Oh my God.
No mentira, profe, que es.
I am going to cry. Okay, so uncountable. Perfect. You can count work. I mean, you can count the amount of work. You can count jobs, for example. Puedes contar el trabajo, o sea, como 1 job, 2 jobs, 3 jobs. I have 3 jobs. But work, like the concept of working or something like that, it's uncountable. Perfect, guys. You are doing a great job. So we are going to check the results and then we are going to begin like part by part with countable and uncountable. So this is our podium. On the 3rd place, Sari. Very good. On the 2nd place, Majo. And on the 1st place is Samu. Very good, Samu. So that's it. Let's go now to our grammar explanation because you know how you did it. So give me a second, please, while I close Kahoot. Okay. Got it. So, babies, Let's begin, now that you know this, with countable and uncountable nouns. Please take notes. Let's begin talking about countables. So, countable nouns. Sophie, can you please help me reading this slide? First one.
Yes, Miss. Countable nouns. Countable nouns are things that we can count. Countable nouns have a plural form. We can use uh, a
We can use a, and that's it. If I say we can use a, what is that? A. So, for example, you can say, I don't know. Let me think about something countable. As a slide of bread, that is countable because I am counting slides. Or if I say, for example, a number, a different number, a huge number of these. But it depends. No se me fui tanto en el a o el an because that depends of the first letter of the countable or uncountable nouns. So let's take a look to the image. What do we have in the image? What is this?
Fruits and a face.
You have fruits.
Fresas.
You have fruits. Can you count fruits? Yes, fruits are countable. So banana, bananas. Strawberry, strawberries. Berries, berry. Yeah, countable. Very good. Let's continue. I am going to show you an example. So there are 5 tomatoes. Hay 5 tomates, 5 tomatoes. Look at these guys. Usually you can use numbers, specific numbers with things that are countable. So you can say 5 tomatoes, 2 tomatoes, 1 tomato because it is countable. Let's see another one. I have a pen. Can you see that I am using a? Tengo un esfero. I have a pen. ¿Por qué tengo a y no an? Who can tell me? We can use a and we can use an.
Tienes uno, ¿no?
A y an. Look at this. I am going to send it through the chat. We can use a and we can use an. Those two. Both of them means one. Las dos significan uno. The difference is that you are going to use a when the noun begins with consonant, and you are going to use an when the word begins with vowel. Okay? So, I have a pen. I have an apple, for example. Let's continue with some other examples, just for you to know. Look at this one. I have 3 siblings. What is the meaning of sibling? What is a sibling?
Tal vez es sobrino, Miss.
No, it is not sobrino.
Hermano.
Hermano. Yeah, it's a way to say hermano, but it is also a way to say like gemelo, mellizo, sibling. So it can be brother or gemelo, mellizo. Yeah. Let's continue with one extra example. There is an elephant. Just one. Elephants, animals are countable things, okay? But can you see? Here I have an because the next word begins with vowel. There is an elephant. So, questions up to this point? Questions up to this point of countable and uncountable?
Countable, ¿no?
Sí, this is countable. No questions? Okay, let's continue. Did you take notes? I hope so.
No, wait a minute.
I am going to go back to the huge slide just for you to take notes of this. Aquí había otro pedacito y se me borró. I am going to send you the last part through the chat.
Uy, no, como que se pegó.
I don't know what happened. It is not here anymore. I told you, this is not working good today. So the last part says
Profe,
this.
porque tripando.
Esa no era. We can use a or an. I'm going to send it again. Okay, did you take notes? That's the last part, the one that says we can use a or an.
Yes. I
Got it. Okay,
take note.
let's continue then. Now that you know about countable, let's talk a bit about uncountable nouns. So, Danny, Attack, can you please help me reading this part?
Okay. Wait a minute. Okay. Uncountable nouns. They are things that we can't count. They usually do not have plural form, and we can use an with them.
Okay, so in the previous one, when you have countable and uncountable, you were able to use an with the words because you were able to use like uno, una, and so on. In the case of uncountable nouns, as we were saying, these are things that you can't count. Cosas que no puedes contar. For that reason, you are going to take into account these two important things. First of all, they usually do not have plural form. So the first tip that I can give you to recognize countable and uncountable is this one. Look for the things with plural forms. Try to find the plural form of the noun. If you don't have a plural form, you don't have a countable noun. And also you can use no puedes decir like a water. No puedes decir que es como una agua. It's like, no, it's like wrong because you can count water. So you can use and. Let's see some examples. So look at this. In the case, I am going to give you the examples, of course, with food because this is one of the most useful thing to explain countable and uncountable, and also because that's the context of our week. So I am going to show you a list of things that are countable and uncountable with food. Let's begin with, let me make it bigger. Let's begin here. Let's begin with countable things. Bun. How is the plural form of bun? Buns. Very good. Sandwich. Sandwiches. Apple. Apples. Take notes of this because this may be useful. Orange. Oranges. You can say burger. Burgers. Fries is like fries in general. You can count fries. Egg. Eggs. Salad. Salads. So it's countable. Vegetable. Vegetables. You can count vegetables like carrots. Different kind of vegetables. Every type of vegetable can be counted. Cookie. Cookies. Potatoes. Potato. You have tomato, carrot, as I was telling you, in vegetables. Hot dog or hot dogs. You can count candies, like in Halloween, for example. Olives, peanuts, pancakes, onions, watermelons, peas, grapes, and cherries. Can you see? So usually, guys, the things that are related with vegetables and fruits are things that are countable, okay? And on the other hand, we have some other things in food that are not countable, so uncountable things. For example, bread. You will never forget that bread is uncountable. You can count like the slices of bread, como los trozos de pan, but not bread. There are some, like in general, the concept of fruit is like uncountable. In the concept, not fruit by fruit, because fruit by fruit is countable, but the concept. In the case of juice, you can count juice because it's liquid. Think about this. Usually liquid things are uncountable. Usualmente las cosas líquidas no las puedes contar, okay? Think about it. Meat, you can count meat, no puedes contar la carne. You can count, for example, the amount, like the kilograms and so on, but not meat. Rice, cereal, jam. What is the meaning of jam?
Mermelada.
Mermelada.
Mermelada, very good. Milk, liquid things, so uncountable. Coffee, sugar and flour can be count. What is the meaning of flour?
Harina.
Harina, perfect. This is like honey, so I don't know why the name is not here, but this is honey, so you can count honey. Salt, soup, tea, cottage cheese, or in this case, like el queso para untar, ¿lo han visto? So that is uncountable, you can count it. Pasta, honey again, water, cheese, like in general cheese, you can count it. Butter, seafood, and mustard. So there you have some few examples of countable and uncountable nouns. Questions about it, babies? It's easy. Countable, things that have plural forms that you can count. Uncountable, things without plural form that you can't count. Questions about it? Okay, let's continue. Here you have some useful words. For example, babies, if you want to say the amount of milk that you have, you can say a jar of milk. If you want to talk about pizza, you can count pizza. Pizza is uncountable. But you can say a slice of pizza, como un trozo de pizza. So these two examples are just to tell you that if you want to, give me a second, that if you want to talk about the amount of an uncountable thing, you just have to add a countable thing. Si quieres hablar de una cantidad de algo que no es contable, tienes que agregar algo que sí sea contable. Entonces, una jarra, un vaso, una botella, una porción, un pedacito, ¿sí ven? Antes de del noun que no es contable. So, a jar of milk, a slice of pizza, a loaf of bread, a bottle of water. So, if you want to talk about amounts of an uncountable things, please try to add a countable thing first. So look at this. For example, these examples as I was telling you. First of all, a bottle of water. You can't count water, but you can count bottle of waters. Or you can say a can of soda. What is the meaning of can? What is this? Lata, very good. Una lata.
Lata.
So you can count cans, but not soda because soda is liquid. And what about snacks like fries and so on, but in general snacks? So a package of snacks. No puedes contar, digamos, cuánto viene dentro del paquete of chips. You can't. But you can count packages. Or a package of honey. Estás hablando de que en un paquete grande viene mucha miel. So, can you see? Questions about it? It is super easy. I know that you are going to do it right. Easy peasy. Questions about it?
No.
And now I am going to give you the introduction here of any and some. We use any with negative sentences and we use some in affirmative sentences. So you are going to use any when you don't have any. So I have any carrots. I don't have carrots, something like that. I have some apples. Tengo algunas manzanas. Cuando tienes, cuando no tienes, pero les voy a explicar esto un poquito mejor. So, before explaining any, some, many, much, and so on, do you have questions about countable and uncountable nouns? No? So, pay attention to this. We are going to talk about something deeper. As you know, each rate requires like a new level of understanding of the topics. So now I know that you understand that countable and uncountable are things that you can or can't count. But now we are going to focus our attention in this. Let's talk about some, any, much, many, a lot of, a few, a little, okay? Let's begin. In the case of some is the one that I was telling you, so Pachito, can you please help me reading this slide?
Okay. We use some with uncountable nouns and with plural countable nouns in affirmative sentences.
Thank you.
Newspapers. Okay.
Okay, stop for a while, sorry. Look at this. First rule of sum. Sum can be used with countable and uncountable nouns. Lo puedes usar con contables y no contables y no hay problema. That's the first thing you have to know. But look at these rules. We use sum with uncountable nouns in general and with the plural form of countable nouns, con la forma plural. Tú no puedes decir, I have some apple. No, you have to say, I have some apples, with the plural form. So it can be used with countable and uncountable, but paying attention to the amount, the plural form. So we are going to check some examples. Newspapers is countable, money is uncountable. So look at this. There are some shoes, there are some books, I have some books, I like some books, and so on. But what about this one? There is some time, hay algo de tiempo, there is some food, there is some money, or I have some money, like I have a bit of money, okay? It is usually more used with countable than with uncountable. Es más usado con countable que con uncountable, but you can use it with both. So, questions about some babies? 30 seconds to take notes, because this is important. Okay, let's continue. You don't have questions with some, right? There is another one that you have to use. That is the one that I told you. Any. So, what happened with any? Samu, can you please help me reading the first part of this slide?
Uy, Miss, casi prendo la cámara. What?
The first part,
any.
we use
Any. We use any with uncountable nouns and with plural countable nouns. Negative statements and questions.
Thank you. So, as I was telling you in the previous presentation, we are going to use any, first of all, with uncountable and also with countable. So, you can use it with both. Puedes usar any con countable y con uncountable y no hay tal crisis. And once again, you just have to focus your attention in this. If you are using any with countable nouns, it must be the plural form. Va a ser la forma plural, okay? What happened? You are going to use any when you are going to talk about negative statements and when you are going to make questions. It's different from some, it's different, guys, from some, because in this case, they are telling you specifically that you are going to use it with affirmative sentences. That is some. Any with negative and questions. Okay? Let's take a look of the examples. Coffee, guys, coffee, countable or uncountable? Tell me.
Uncountable.
Uncountable, very good. And book is countable because you have books, you have a plural form. So we are going to take a look of these examples. I don't have any money. Or I don't have any water, or I don't want any water. You can say, there aren't any carrots. There aren't any apples. Or I don't have any apples. No tengo. ¿Qué pasa con el uso del any, mis amores? Siempre que ustedes vayan a usar any, tienen que tener antes una negación. Si ven aren't, don't, isn't, look at this. There isn't any time, any food, any sugar. Ustedes no me pueden poner el any solo, no me pueden decir there are any carrots. No puedes decir there are any carrots. Es obligatorio que esté en negativo el are. There aren't any carrots, porque ese any funciona en la medida en la que tienes una negación antes. You can say, I do have any money. You have to say, I don't have any money. There isn't any time. Or, like didn't or something like that. Traten de poner siempre una negación antes del any. ¿Listo? Don't forget that. With some, that is not necessary, porque no lo utilizas para negativo. But with any, it is necessary to put something negative first. Questions up to this point?
No, miss.
So, babies, 30 seconds to take notes.
Miss, ¿te vuelves un momento así, please?
Yes, of course. Some, and then I am going to come back to any.
Thank you, miss. Yeah, miss.
Okay, let's go back to any. And, oh my gosh, no, any. And please take notes of any. Okay, my dears, ready? Can we continue? I think so, so let's continue. I am going to show you some other examples of this. Look at this. Other examples. Are there any books? What happened here? ¿Estoy usando algo negativo en esta pregunta?
No.
No, ¿por qué? Porque es una pregunta. Lo que les digo de tener un negativo antes es solo en las oraciones negativas. But when you have questions, are there any books? Or you can say it, aren't there any books? Like, ¿acaso no había unos libros ahí? Or, do you need some coffee? Or, would you like some coffee? Would you like some candies? Okay? So these are just some other examples. Now I want you to take a look of this. We use much, many, a lot of to talk about big quantities. When you are going to talk about big quantities, you can use much, many, and a lot of. So much and many are synonyms, okay? But what is the meaning of a lot of? I have a lot of this. A lot of. What is the meaning of a lot of, babies?
Como muchas cosas de algo.
Como mucho, pero mucho, muchísimo. A lot of is bigger than much and many. Cuando tú usas a lot of, estás hablando de una cantidad aún mayor de la que hablas con un much y con un many. So we are going to check this. Much water, many people, many Pokemons, much fun. So look at the colors, guys. Tell me, when do I use much? When do I use many? Someone told me that at the beginning of the class. ¿Cuándo utilizas much? ¿Cuándo utilizas many? Ouch. When do you use much? When do you use many? Tell me.
The much or the how much is for countable things and the many is for uncountable things.
On the opposite, al revés. Okay? You are going to use much for uncountable things. Look at this, much water. Look at the example. Much water. Much with uncountable things, but you are going to use many with countable things. Okay? Many people. Look at this, many Pokemons. But look at this, much fun. Can you count fun? ¿Puedes contar la diversión? No, right? So you are going to use much with uncountable, many with countable. Let's check some examples. How much sugar do you have? How many people eat avocado? Questions. Usually, this is used for questions, but not all the time. Look at this. I don't have many apples. No tengo muchas manzanas. But many because apples is countable. Or you can say, do you need much coffee? I don't have much time. Can you see, guys? Much, uncountable, many, countable. But then what happened with a lot of? I am going to give you some minutes to take notes of this, and we are going to continue with a lot of, okay? So 30 seconds to take notes of this part.
¿Profe, puedo leer?
Tell me, baby.
¿Puedo ver? ¿Puedo leer?
Yes, but the next one. Estamos tomando notas de esta. La que venga la lees tú. ¿Listo?
Ok.
Okay, ready, babies? Don't forget, much uncountable, many countable. Let's continue with the next one. Okay, I forgot to tell you something here. A lot of can be used with both. Puedes usar a lot of con ambas, countable and uncountable. So you can say, I have a lot of water, or there is a lot of people. Okay, so there is no big deal. Let's talk about this one. That is also a way to use words with countable and uncountable nouns. So, Nico, go ahead. Please help me reading the first part. We use
a few and the light to take about small quantity countable. I meet a few people every day. I have a few every day at school. In country, I have a light time tonight. There is a light people paper, paper, paper in the print.
Okay, thank you, Nico. So look at these, babies. When you have a few and a little, this is to talk about small quantities. When you have a small amounts. You can use it, guys, with countable and uncountable nouns. What is the difference? With countable, you are going to use a few, and with uncountable, you are going to use a little. But the meaning of few and little is the same. Es poquito, okay? So look at this with countable. I meet a few people every day. People is countable, so you can say how many people you know per day. What about this one? I have a few friends at school. Or without a, también la pueden decir sin a. I have few friends at school. Okay? It's good. Both ways are good. So, to talk about countable things. On the other hand, we have uncountable. In that case, we use a little. I have a little time tonight. Or there is a little paper in the printer. Okay? Or you can say something like that. There is a little paper in the printer, and so on. You can use it with a or without a, and it's exactly the same. Just remember this. Few with countable, little with uncountable. Questions about it? To talk about small quantities. Questions about it, babies? Okay, 30 seconds to take notes. Okay, let's continue, babies. And finally, I just want you to remember this. Please take notes of this. Remember, it is important, babies, because this is one of the things that we use the most. Many is used with countable nouns. Much is used with uncountable nouns. And with this, we finish the explanation of countable and uncountable nouns, specifically with much, many, some, any, a few, and little. Questions about these things that I explained, babies? Questions? So, as you don't have questions, it is time to practice. So, give me a second. Give me a second, guys, while I share with you the other screen of practice. Let's begin with this exercise. Okay? No questions. Perfect. So we are going to practice. Let's begin with this exercise. Here we go. We are going to do it one by one. So the idea here is that we are going to choose an appropriate quantifier, to say it this way. We are going to reinforce quantifiers next week, don't worry. But let's decide if we have to use an, some, many, few, and so on, okay? So let's go with the first one. There aren't hotels in this town. What can you use? Many, much, or some? Tell me, baby.
Sería, there aren't many hotels in this town.
Let's check. Very good. With many, with countable plural nouns like hotels. So it's okay. Perfect. There aren't many hotels. The next one. How people are coming to the party? What do you use? Some, much, or many?
Okay, Juan, dale.
Yeah, raise
Many,
it.
no.
Yeah. So, how many people are coming to the party? The next one. Raise your hand, please. I didn't buy a pen. I bought a space hat for my mother. What do you use? A and some. Pachito.
A hat.
A hat. Very good. The next one. I read book last month. Esperen porque ya les dije esto. The next one. How a space milk do you want in your coffee? Tell me, Nico.
Wow, much milk.
Very good, Nico. Perfect. Let's continue with the next one. I haven't got my camera, so I can take a space photographs.
Any?
Let's check. Very good. Any with countable plural nouns and in negative. Very good. The next one. Could I have a space orange? Raise your hand. Tell me, Juan Di.
I think that is an.
Okay, let's check. Very good. Could I have an orange? Perfect. The next one. Listen to a space music. I listen to a space music. What is the answer?
Some?
Raise your hand. Don't forget about it. I'm sorry, Sophie. So, Sophie, you are going to do the next one. Some. Okay, Sophie, the next one. I haven't got a space luggage. So, what is the answer? Many, some, or any?
I don't know, Miss. Got many?
Are you sure? Mira que está en negativo. It is uncountable. Sari, tell me.
Any?
Any. Recuerden que el any es para hablar en negativo y así. Okay, the next one. She didn't eat much for lunch. Only a space apple. Some and any. What is the answer? Raise your hand. Guys, what is the answer? She didn't eat much for lunch. Only a space apple.
Some, maybe.
Maybe some apple? No, it is not some. It is actually an.
No.
Okay.
Ah, sí. Cara lo había escrito Ana en el chat.
Yeah, that's why I check it. So, only an apple, solo una manzana. Acuérdate que cuando utilizas some tiene que estar en plural. Some apples. Digamos, si dijera only apples, podías usar some. But as this is in singular, don't worry. Okay, let's continue with the next one. Are there space empty shops in your village?
Si no estoy mal, si sería some o a lot of.
Okay, let's try with both. Some? No, it is not some.
Y a lot of, maybe.
A lot of? Yes. Use a lot of which countable plural nouns like shops and uncountable, like you know, a lot of. Not some, because you are not talking about like huge amount, but small things. The next one, I drink a space tea. What is the answer? Sari.
A lot of.
I drink a lot of tea. Okay? Very good. Amounts. The next one. We met a space interesting people at the party. Sari, attack.
No estoy segura, pero. Some.
We met some interesting people at the party. Very good. ¿Por qué no es an? We met an interesting people no puede ser an porque people está en plural, así que no puedes usar an. Any, no porque no tienes nada negativo antes, o sea que no te está implicando en negación. Y some, pues porque sí, conociste a algunas personas. And the last one, I want to hear someone else. Paula hasn't got space money. Hasn't got space money. Tell me, baby. Tell me, Nico.
Money?
Many? No. What's the answer, babies? It is not many. Majo.
Much.
Much. Yes. Why much? Because money is uncountable. We are going to keep practicing, so don't worry. Questions about this exercise, babies?
No.
So now we are going to do this one. I am going to send you the link of this. You don't have to deliver this to me. No me lo tienen que entregar. ¿Listo? Solo para que tengan un tiempo de práctica on your own. So, I am going to send you the link through the chat. That's it. And you are going to do it. You are going to solve this. I am going to explain it. You just have to do it. You don't have to send it to me. No me lo tienen que enviar, no lo tienen que subir al foro, pero porfa, practiquen 10 minutes, okay? Look at this. Fill the gaps with a and some any. You decide and match the sentences to the pictures. So, for example, there is, how can I complete this part? I just have to use a and some any. So there is.
Some.
Remember that some.
An apple.
An apple.
An apple.
Acuérdense, amores, que el some se utiliza cuando tienes la forma plural. ¿Listo? Recuerden mucho eso. Plural forms. Okay, an apple. And then I just have to go and look the image of an apple. Where do you have it? Here, right? So you just have to write the number. So number 1. I am going to help you with another one. For example, this one, number 8. There are space bananas. How can you complete? A and some any. How can you complete it? Look at this. You have the plural form. So how can you complete? A and some any. ¿Con cuál de las 4? A and some any. Si tienes la forma plural. Hay algunas bananas. How can you say?
Son bananas, ¿no?
Some. there are some bananas, and then you have to go and look for the image and put number 8. Okay, that's what you are going to do, some bananas and so on. Okay, please do it. Pilas, remember this. When you have the noun that begins with consonant. And when you have just one. Cuando tienes uno solo y comienza en consonante. And when you have just one, singular, and begins by vowel. Some, when you have the plural form. Any, when you don't have, when it is in negative or in a question. Okay? With countable and uncountable. Questions about point number 1? Perfect. In the next one, you just have to put how much or how many. So for example, how many potatoes are there? I am going to help you with the next one. Butter. Countable or uncountable? Butter. Babies, butter. What is the meaning of butter?
Mantequilla.
Mantequilla. So tell me, butter is countable or uncountable?
Uncountable.
Uncountable. You can't count butter. So what do you use? How much or how many? How what? Tell me.
How much?
How much. ¿Por qué? Porque utilizas how much con cosas que no son contables. And that's what you have to do. And then you just have to, try to do at least these two. Traten de hacer al menos los primeros dos in these minutes. If you have time or if you want to practice in your free time, here is just to make questions by using how much and how many. And in this part is just by using am, any, like the things that we talk. And here in the last part you just have to write C for countable, U for uncountable. Traten de hacer en estos minutos que nos quedan al menos el punto 1 y el punto 2, ¿ok? No me tienen que enviar nada, como les digo, this is just to practice, but please do it. Please do it because we don't know. We never know. Maybe this can be a quiz someday. Oh, okay, baby, thank you. So go ahead, guys. You have like 5 minutes. Try to do 1 and 2, or at least 1 or at least 2. You can decide, but practice these minutes. Questions about countable or uncountable nouns, guys? Okay, so now you have some minutes to practice on your own.